Continue from the previous lesson or open the file Chapter 18 Office Suite Render 03.max. In this lesson, we're going to look at the final rendered image quality and how we can increase the quality without dramatically increasing the render time. From the main toolbar, click Render Setup to open the Render Setup dialog. Select the Renderer tab. We're going to look at several parameters that affect the overall quality of the final rendered image, including material sampling and image anti-aliasing. Make sure the sample quality rollout is open. The first adjustment we will make is to the samples per pixel. There are two values associated with this option, the minimum value and the maximum value. These values determine whether an image is undersampled, 1/4 or lower, or oversampled, 1 or higher. Undersampling, combining multiple pixels into one sample, can speed up rendering at the cost of image quality. Oversampling, dividing a single pixel into multiple subpixels, can increase image quality at the cost of rendering time. By balancing the two values, we can achieve a high-quality image without sacrificing too much render time. We're going to leave the minimum samples per pixel at 1/4 and the maximum at 4. These values will combine 4 pixels into one sample at the minimum and split 1 pixel into 4 pixels at the maximum. The filter area allows us to choose the algorithm that will be used to determine the look of the anti-aliasing that will be applied to the rendered image. Each filter provides a different look to the image. From the filter dropdown, choose Mitchell. This will give us added contrast on the anti-aliased edges. In order to determine the balance for the samples per pixel values, we're going to adjust the spatial contrast. The spatial contrast will create more or fewer samples depending on the contrast level for each of the red, green, blue, and alpha channels. A lower value, say 0.05, will tip the balance towards the maximum sample value, while a higher value, say 0.3, will tip the balance towards the minimum samples value. We're going to try and strike a balance between the two values. In the spatial contrast area, we'll set the red, green, blue, and alpha values to 0.12 by typing 0.12 into each of the respective value boxes. That will increase the value and cause mental ray to do a little bit less sampling, which will speed up the render time without significantly lowering the image quality. Once we have set the image sample quality, switch over to the Common tab and let's set the pixel resolution of the final image. We set the image resolution in the output size area. We don't want this to take a very long time to render, so let's change our output size to 320 by 240. We can simply click on the appropriate resolution in the output size preset buttons. This will give us a smaller image, fewer pixels, and it will take less time to render. After we've set our resolution and our renderer settings, we're ready to move on. Go ahead and save the file.